it's like, yeah, women want their own independence. Women want their freedom and their rights and the ability to choose what they want. Everyone is
Mhm,
for
mhm,
that.
mhm.
But they love situations even a lot more when the man can spoil them
Of course,
and
of course.
spoil them in a way that's almost as if, they have a second father. you know, it's a really
Mm.
weird. I don't know how to touch this issue without making it weird.
No, I understand. So, there's this Kenyan guy who lives in Osaka,
Yeah.
and he has a family. He's married. He has two kids, and he was telling me like you should make your wife feel as safe with you as she felt as a child when she was with her father.
I have
Like
literally
that's the goal.
I have
That's the
literally
goal of being a
gotten
husband.
comments like that, and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah. But it's like yeah, like there's. How do you ever reach that place? Like watching me with Raha. When I watch myself with Raha, like I know how to be soothing, but I also know to be a disciplinarian. I can't just decide to be that way with my wife.
yeah.
You don't just turn on that switch. Okay, now I'm going to discipline you the way I discipline my child. It's like my daughter sees me as a father. That means she sees me as the person who takes charge of everything in her life. I take her to school. I give her a bath. I feed her. I change her diapers. So it's like her life, to a degree, is almost in its entirety dependent on me. Right? Of course, me and the mother, but also on me, right?
Mm.
And how do you make it such that your wife feels that way about you? Your
Can I
wife
can
is
I
about to
ask you
listen.
this? Quick question. Does your wife react more positively when you're more authoritative?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
When
Like,
you're more in that position of power and taking control of the situation?
yeah, definitely, definitely. It's more. I think to a degree, she almost expects that. She expects that.
And how about when you start, um, when you start showing the traditional traits of a father figure?
Mm, mm, mm,
What's the word I'm looking for here? When you start like
mm,
manifesting the traits that we would normally associate with the father figure.
mm, mm.
Not between you and Raha, but between her. Like,
Me and the wife.
yeah, being a guardian, being more protective, being like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. Because modern feminism would lash out against
Let,
that, right?
let me say this. Let me say this. This is something I'm just going to put out there. Our first, uh, the first time me and my wife got intimate before we were dating, before we were dating,
Mm.
was because of a situation that forced me to be a protector. We were put in a situation whereby I had to protect her. And
Mm.
I think, and that's what led into our first intimate encounter.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah. So I think all women appreciate this. All women want to be protected. I don't know if it's okay, maybe not say all women, but okay, I can assume generally from what I've seen, from what I've experienced, women want to be protected.
Isn't not that isn't that not what, like, it brings them closer to the same memories they would have with their fathers, or the same
Yes,
feelings they would have
exactly,
with their
exactly,
fathers?
exactly.
Because if
But
we
then
were
now,
trying to dig like really deep, where does all of this
mm,
come from? Does it
of
not
course,
all
from
start with the
childhood.
father? Yeah.
Yeah, like I was actually talking with my wife about this. Like, if Raha was a boy, like when Raha trips and falls, I might run up to her like, "Oh, are you okay? Are you okay?" But I was thinking, like, if he was a boy, I wouldn't care. I would be telling you, like, dust
we
yourself off, kid, stand up.
we literally did that,
Yeah, yeah.
in when we were teaching English to the kids, right?
Exactly. We do the same thing we were teaching.
When
When the girls get, he was so concerned.
yeah, you would like really pay attention. If the girls got
Yeah,
hurt, you would give them double the attention.
exactly, exactly. When the boys get hurt, it's like, yeah, man, take care of yourself.
And people think we're being
Stop
mean,
whining.
but some people might think we might be being mean, right? But it's
Mm.
boys are just built differently. I don't know if
Okay,
they're
so
built differently. I don't know if it's definitely. I'm not saying it's biological. I don't think it's
okay.
biological, but there's definitely like a part on society,
Mm.
on the social side, where we reconfirm or we reaffirm, sorry, we
Mm.
reaffirm that boys are tough.
Oh yes, for
So
sure, for
when
sure.
the parents look at you as a boy and you've tripped over, the parents will just be like, "Man, you're okay." And then
Yes,
maybe the first few times he'll be like, "Oh, painful, painful," but after a while he'll be like looking at the parents and be like, "Yeah, I'm okay, I'm okay." You know?
exactly. Okay, okay. So what you're saying is we inadvertently make boys stronger and at the same time kind of make girls weaker.
Oh, I don't know about the girls' weaker part, but definitely
Yeah.
the boys stronger.
Well, because like of course, in a sense, if every time a girl gets hurt and you ask her, "Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Does it hurt? Does it hurt?" So I think eventually kids will just because the kid doesn't know how to respond to your questions. So they just respond with with the like the answers you're feeding them, right?
Yeah,
Are you hurt? Are you hurt? Yes, I am. Right?
and
But
kids
with the
are
boy, it's like is the boy you tell him, dude, you're okay, you're okay. Yes, I am. Right?
like sponges, right? They are able to
Exactly.
pick up on emotional cues and just feed into that.
Okay, so let me make this clear. I'm not saying that that girls grow up to be weak, but I'm saying that at that young age, it seems as though we are kind of forcing them to remain in that in that dependent state whereby we're not teaching them self-reliance, right? We are forcing them to be dependent on us
Not in the
taking
same way
care of
we
them.
teach the boys. Yeah, not in the same
Exactly,
way. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Because like I don't know how many times, even like the boys, when we were teaching, the boys never used to look to us for attention when they got hurt. The
No,
same
no,
way
no.
the girls do. When the
Yeah.
girls get hurt, they run to you and be like, "Sensei, sensei," ita, ita.
Yes,
It'll
yes.
just be like they
Yeah.
want you to give them love immediately. They'd want you to like pick them up and cuddle them and give them love. Some of the boys, even the youngest ones, would be so hardcore, right? They would just like trip over, they would hit their head on the like it seemed like they hit their head pretty hard, and they would like
But
maybe
I think
pass out for
for
like a
me,
few seconds and then they'll wake up like it's nothing.
like well, for me, unfortunately for me, it's a bit different. I've had sometimes when boys come up to me with their hearts and they're like, Sensei, carry me. They say, Sensei, Dako, Dako, they're like, carry me,
Yeah.
carry me. I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
What? Okay.
Of course, I don't say that. Okay, oh, 100 yen, 100 yen. I don't say that, but it's like, I don't carry a boy, man. You're fine. You're fine.
Also, to be fair, the company doesn't. So people who don't know, the company actually
Yeah.
disadvise.
Yeah, they don't advise that we carry
Yeah,
the kids. Yeah.
disadvise isn't a word though, right?
It's not a word. It's not a word. It's not a word.
It's fine. I'm creating words over here, Oscar. When a new age, people can create their own pronouns. I can create my own words.
Sure thing. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So like I've had moments whereby like some boys have cried and I'm like, no, I won't. No, you're fine, dude. You're fine. You're fine. But like literally, I'm like, I'm that guy who when the girl cries, I run to them like, are you okay? Are you okay? Of course, not with women, with older women, but with kids, Like,
Yeah.
oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Is everything okay? But with boys, I'm like, hey, dude, stop crying. You're fine. You're fine. It's so, yeah, it's totally, yeah, you're right. We do this to the kids. We do this to the kids. Which means we do
To some extent, I was doing that a lot to the boys. There were obviously some, like with everything, there's always variance. There were some boys who needed the extra care. They were just naturally fragile. If you didn't tend to them, they would cry the whole lesson. So obviously, you are just like, okay, let me save myself a little bit of pain and just like give him a little bit more attention. But then in the long run, where does this lead us to? So back to like,
it leads to now in a situation whereby you and I are questioning whether we have to be the authoritative figures in the homes because our significant others seem to appreciate that because we are forced into that unwittingly by adults who give them more attention than they will give boys.
So this is an interesting question, right? So are we acting out the father spirit and the mother spirit? I'll use it in the same way. Who was using it? Like, if the ideas, personality traits, and things we associate with being the father figure, right? That's the spirit of being the father, right? Let's call it that. We don't know how to be fathers. So we try to do our best to emulate that thing, right?
Okay.
We try to act it out. And by acting out that fatherly spirit, or embodying in what am I trying to say? By embodying the father spirit, would that bring us closer to making us actual fathers?
Well, for me, I am an actual father, but okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like the spirit of the father, the man who guides, the man who disciplines. You know, that's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
The man who's a protector, provider. Yeah, I guess it goes back to the saying, like to a sense, maybe you have to fake it until you make it. And what I mean is that if you want to be something in the beginning, of course, you don't know what you want, but you don't know how to be that thing, right?
Right.
You only have this image in your head, but the only way to reach that image is to try to mimic what someone in that position will do, right? If you say you want to be a comedian, right? You don't know what it's like. You don't know what a comedian is. Like you've never tried comedy before, but you just go out and you mimic a comic that you like, and
Yeah,
eventually with
actually,
time, you know.
so in our positions, we're just imitating stuff we've
Mhm.
seen maybe on TVs and like the culture around us, or our fathers themselves, right?
Mhm.
So we gather all of that, we put it into a nice little box, and we say, this is
Mhm.
the father figure right here.
Yes, yes,
And then we
yes,
try
yes.
to embody that.
Mhm.
And obviously, there's still the whole, we're all unique and we have our own individual biases and things that we like and don't like. So there's things that you would remove. Say, like, I don't want to become this kind of father. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like this, I want to
Mhm.
do that. But like removing that filter or not including that filter, we all try to embody that fatherly spirit, right?
Mhm.
So when your partner's like wanting you to be more of a father figure,
Mhm.
and this is interesting because this leads also to, like, I was asked a question. Me and
Mhm.
my partner are talking about alphas and betas.
Mhm.
How would you relate the father figure to the alpha and beta categories?
Well, I guess to be the father, you're the role implies you're the alpha in the household.
You are the alpha in the household, right?
Yeah,
But you
I don't
can't
think it
be.
really matters alpha.
You
You
can't
can't
be.
be the alpha everywhere, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't be the alpha everywhere.
Mhm.
Would you? So Oscar is an alpha in his own house, right? He's the father,
Yes.
but is he an alpha out there? If we were to put you with a bunch of other random men,
Am I the alpha with man? It would be so easy if we could just say yes, but I don't always feel that way. That's for sure.
and does it even make sense applying this word alpha or beta in our society?
Not in everything. I mean, okay, so it doesn't because this. Okay, there are many things to think about.
I think
If we were using,
it's lost a bit of its meaning when it applies, because it's like we're not in a society where we can redirect all of our resources into like one person. That
it's not
was
even
what the
about
alpha is.
directing resources. Like it's the person everyone can depend on. You know, when I think of an alpha, I think about the alpha gorilla or the alpha chimp. Like everyone knows this person, this individual takes care of all our problems, right? If a war is
Yes,
coming, he will guide us. He will tell us how to. He'll give us the strategy, right?
right. And they
So,
also
mhm,
they get majority of the resources. Resources
exactly.
being like the food. They get the major pick of all the women that they want, if not all the
Mhm.
women.
So maybe in this era, the alpha will be maybe the richest man, the richest man, I would say. the most physically aggressive man also.
You are right in terms
Yeah.
of the game that we're playing,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
money is the name of it's the point system.
So in that sense, would you say Elon Musk is the alpha of the world? Elon Musk is
See,
number one alpha.
like we've arrived at this sort of conclusion, but once we say it, it doesn't sound right, right? Like
It
it's
doesn't
something.
sound right. Nah, he's not the alpha. He's not the alpha.
So a part of us understands that money is what we're all looking for, right?
Mm.
But I feel like we refuse to reduce all human elements down to that just one layer, that one level of like, oh,
Yes,
it's
yes,
all
yes,
just
yes.
money, in the end. I think we also like respect, we value like leadership skills and, like you said, being strong, being able to be dependable, all those things, and a lot of those things aren't quantifiable.
Oh, I mean, they are something like, okay, discipline is, I think it's very quantifiable.
Oh,
I
like
think
dependable. How dependable are you? I
yeah, it's
guess
also very quantifiable.
it's more qualitative. Is what I guess what I want to
Yeah, I
say.
mean, it's like you're either dependable or you're not. It's no middle path.
And we all have one nigga we know, maybe from back in the day or now, I don't know. We all have one person we know who would just be like, yeah, this person.
Man, not even say. I'm not even going to say there's one person I know because I have been that guy. I've been that guy before for a long time, actually. Yeah.
Not being dependable. Well, to be fair, I think we've all been there. There's always been a period where we haven't been dependable
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
At least I've been there too.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
Yeah,
like
so I
to
guess
say that sometimes I am dependable, but that's just my ego, probably.
let's say this. Like, so let's define alpha. Who is really an alpha? Who's an alpha?
I don't understand it. I don't understand the way we use it. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna try and just throw out some terms and tell me if these words make you think of an alpha. So we've said number one, dependable, right?
Is an alpha dependable?
Yeah, you can depend on them. Like he's the alpha because we know he's gonna take care of. He's gonna make sure things run smooth.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Onwards.
Okay, so dependable. I'm gonna say strong physically.
So here's the thing: are we looking this from a social standpoint, the way we use it in modern day society now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strong, definitely.
Strong. I'm gonna say, very forthright.
Yes.
Forthright. Okay. Anything else? Anything else I'm missing? So dependable, strong, forthright.
Man, we have such a shallow view on alphas, no? Like I feel like.
But this isn't shallow. This is someone. This is a good person. So this is a great person to me.
Okay. I feel there is a shallow version that's thrown around on social media.
Oh, okay. That's okay. That's what you mean.
Yeah, like he has muscles, he's strong, he's an alpha.
Okay.
He has muscles, he's strong, he's sleeping with multiple women, he's an alpha. I want to be just like him. It's just like I see that use of the word like that so much to a point where it's like, is that how we're supposed to be using it? I don't know. I think it's a shallow way of looking at it.
This is very, very shallow, but so we know this is what. So this is my image of alpha. My image of an alpha is everything that I want to be. That's it. That's how I define alpha in my head.
Oh,
An
okay.
alpha is everything that I want to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't matter if it's like just if I look at a guy and I say, "Wow, I want to be like him." Whatever trait I'm admiring that guy, that's an alpha trait, as far as I'm concerned.
You're 100% right.
And if I see a guy and he's like, he has spaghetti arms, he has a big belly, I'm like, okay, that's beta. I don't want to be like that.
So what you're saying is that this is a strong male role model or male figure versus a weak male role model / figure.
Yeah, but okay, so let me say the thing. So I was just making a joke about the spaghetti arms and the big belly.
Were you? No, Oscar, you were serious.
20% joking. I was 20% joking.
I've been with you a while. I know you were being serious about that shit.
So let me say this. You can, okay, if someone is fat, but they're very forthright, they're very honest, they're very disciplined in other areas of their life, that's an alpha trait, right?
What? Wait, they're fat?
I mean, they're
But-
disciplined in other areas. Like, I mean, like, they're disciplined. Okay, think about this. You might not be disciplined with working out, but you're very disciplined with, like, starting a business, you know? Finding
okay, okay, sorry. Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I misheard what you were saying.
So that's an alpha trait, right? And you can be very physically strong and you have a good body, but you're lazy in all the other aspects of your life, right? So
Yeah.
maybe I can call you an alpha insofar as your body, your physique is concerned, but you're beta in other things, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe alpha and beta is something. It's like it's in all of us, right? You can be alpha in one area, like I can talk. I'm the same, right? I can talk a big game about some things, but in other aspects of my life, it's like I don't know what I'm doing, right?
Yep. You beta.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm beta in a lot of areas in my life.
You're
but I'm
beta
alpha.
AF.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. So maybe the goal here is trying to become alpha in as many areas of your life as possible. But because if you think about it, how many things do you actually do in your life, right?
What do you mean do?
I mean, how many things do you need to give so much focus in your life? It's like you give focus to your job, right?
That's already 50% of your life gone.
Yeah. You give focus
Probably.
to your spouse, your girlfriend, your wife, right?
That's 30%.
You give focus to your child.
And that's everything right there.
Yeah.
It's pretty much everything. You have no time for anything else.
It's like if you can be good at those things, then everything is fine, right? What else do you have to think about?
Actually, I'm starting to learn the most productive people are why the most productive people are the people who are willing to give up sleep. Because having a job and having like a functioning, healthy, romantic relationship and having a family at the same time, dude, it's. And then you're telling me you're sleeping 9 hours, 8 hours?
No,
No
you can't.
way.
You sleep.
Unless your job is like you're so efficient at your job, like you get it done in like 3-4 hours and you go back home type thing, you know?
It's people who can sleep for like a full 9 hours. That means number one, they have older kids, and number two, they're wealthy enough to afford to sleep that much.
I don't know. Even Elon Musk types, like Elon Musk sleeps 6 hours. Like these guys aren't getting like longer than 6 hours. Like
Now, I
sometimes
was
they get
hearing,
5 or 4.
I was listening to Jeff Bezos saying that he makes sure his goal, like he actually makes sure to sleep 8 hours every night, because he said that sleep is paramount to his job of making good decisions as CEO of Amazon.
That makes sense.
And now it does make sense for him. He's a CEO. He doesn't need to be there every day. He's not like looking at each individual aspect of operations for Amazon, right?
For us, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so for us, like personally, I know. I mean, I can do it. Okay, I'm at a place where I don't even want to do it anymore. I'm tired of chasing that that rainbow of called 9 hours sleep. I'm not chasing that rainbow anymore. I'll do that when I'm old enough.
It's a bit of a lie.
Yeah, I think you're fine. I think if you learn to manage your time, if you can sneak a nap in the middle of your day, you're golden, right? Right?
Like just a small 20-minute nap and you're good.
Yeah, you're golden. You're golden. You're good to go. You're good to go. Like I remember on Tuesday, Tuesday I took a nap in the middle of the day. So like 20, 30 minutes. I don't remember how long it was, but when I woke up, I felt so good. I felt so rejuvenated. It's like it's like I was wrapped in an angel's arms. It was so good.
I was going to ask though, like going back to this managing work, love life, family life, maybe friends. Something has to give, right? Something has to be sacrificed.
Of course.
Like now, like the way I am right now, I just realized like I would never be able to have friends. Like not like my friends would have to be people who live right next to me or are at the same workplace, right?
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna say this. My experience is that when you have not just a wife, but when you have a kid, the friends will be the first thing to go. The friends will be the first thing to go
Why are
because
they
it's
the
like
first things to go?
because why are you spending time with people who don't have kids? Why would they even invite you and your kid over?
Let's say they
Why?
did. Let's say we invited
Exactly.
you over.
Yeah, it's you'll do that once, right?
Mm.
If my kid is really, really well behaved, you'll probably do it a second time. But
Hmm.
if my kid is like every other kid who's 2 years old, you'll probably really, really think before inviting us over a second time,
Okay.
right? But if you had kids, we might still be friends, but we would only meet up if we can bring our kids together, right?
Mm. Mm.
So it wouldn't be like me and Jason meeting. It'd be like let's make a play date for our kids.
Yeah. And you have a lot more in common too, anyway, right?
Exactly. But now think about this, like for me and my wife, most of the people around us, most of our friends don't have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why will we be spending time with them? What are we doing with them? We don't it's not like we're carrying our kid around like an accessory to our friends' houses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it really,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is because this is different from how our parents raised us, right? Our parents used to take
Mhm.
us everywhere. They take us
But
to the club, to the bar, and drink with us right there, right?
think about this. Think about this. At the same time, when we were kids, all our parents' friends had kids, so we would go everywhere because they
That
would
is
just leave us
true.
with
That is true. There
Yes,
would always be other kids around me when my parents went out. That's true.
exactly. But especially in Japan, people don't want to have kids anymore. So it's like, where are these kids? It's like, so when you become a parent, your friends go. You better hope you have one or two friends that have kids,
And
right?
also, there's no
You-
house party culture in Japan. It's not as
No,
big
no,
as it is back at home, right?
yeah,
The idea of like you just grabbing your wife and your kids and going to the neighbors and just having a big party,
no,
it's just like
no.
that thing doesn't really exist in Japan.
And not only that, like, so like talking about friends, right? So right now, the only people I meet outside of work are
Hmm.
people AA. I only see other people when I'm going to AA, bro.
These
That's
are the
how
people
all
you
my
have.
stuff.
Would you say you have an obligation to go see them?
I don't know. I don't. No one is telling me to go. I just go when I want to go. No one asked me to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have an obligation to yourself to go there to get
Oh
better?
yes, myself definitely. Yeah, for myself. Yes, for
So you
myself.
would even say it's not like you even want to see them. You have to go there because this is leading you towards a certain objective. It's leading towards a certain goal that you deem valuable, right?
So actually, this is very funny. Actually, in the last AA meeting, I went to someone said this, and it was really, really interesting. Like, what's the goal of AA? Like, it's like the goal of AA is to die. It's to die without having touched a drink. So you succeeded the day you die, and you died sober.
Is that really okay? From a person who's unaware,
Yeah.
or maybe slight awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't understand AA because I haven't been there. I have no personal vesting in it at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
How it seems to me that being sober for a
Mm-hmm.
long period of time and showing that you can be responsible
Mm-hmm.
with yourself and not
Mm-hmm.
partake in alcohol anymore or whatever
Mm-hmm.
drug you choose, whatever drug you are addicted to. Isn't
Mm-hmm.
that the part where you bow out and walk away?
So initially, that was my plan when I first joined AA. I was like, I'm gonna just do this for maybe 3 months max. If I can be sober for 3 months, I'm out of here. I'm just gonna go back and drink as usual.
And everyone has
Maybe
like
I'll
a
drink-
sort of goal like that, right? Like just whether it's 3 months, a year, everyone has a number.
That's what most people think. I think the reason why people in AA stay for as long as they do for decades and decades is because I think most of the people who joined AA, maybe they were there for like a year, 2 years, but at some point they had a relapse. And when they had a relapse, it wasn't just one drink. They went in deep, 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 and they realized, oh, bro, I'm actually really sick. It's not just that I can control this; it's I have to totally take this thing out of my life.
Mm, 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 mm.
Because, like, if that was the plan and it worked, maybe it will be that kind of thing where you say, okay, come here, come and talk for 3 months, and then stay away from alcohol for 3 months. Then it will actually be part of the what you call it, part of the steps. Once you're done with the 12th step, after 1 year or so, you can just go back to drinking. You'll be fine, right?
Uh-huh.
But A has been there since the 1930s, I believe,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
And if you think about it, that means the reason why they give you people coins for like you've been sober for 50 years, 60 years, that means these people all had a relapse at some point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the relapse made them realize that they just can't go back to alcohol again.
Uh-huh.
And so I think that's why people don't just leave. I mean, you can't leave. No one is forcing you to stay, but you can't leave. But most people, I think most of them have tried to leave and they realize there's no place for them out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And the people out there don't even understand you anyway, right?
Yeah, it's like this is something that I had this discussion with my wife before when I was drinking heavily. She would always tell me like, Oscar, just reduce how much you drink. And the thing is, I know she was saying that from a good place, but in my heart, I'm like, if I could reduce how much I drink, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. You know what I mean?
It's the thing with we've talked sorry. We've said the exact same thing about porn, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's like you can tell these we tell these to our partners or our wives, and they go like, why didn't you just stop watching it? And it's just like, yeah, no, we wouldn't be in this situation right now talking about it if I could just stop watching it,
Exactly.
but they don't understand, and I'm just
And
like, does porn work differently on the female mind?
maybe
It's
they
just
don't even know.
something,
Here's the thing: when someone doesn't understand your addiction, that's a good thing. That's a good thing for them. And I, you should make it a point to make them realize how good it is that they don't understand,
yeah,
and pray that they never ever have to understand.
I know for me it might be coming from an ignorant place, because it's like, what I've seen is that the large majority of the people who seem to be addicted, even if it's a light addiction towards porn,
Mm.
like a large portion is men.
Yeah. I mean, just man, because
Maybe it
porn
has a
is
correlation to do with the large portion of watchers or consumers of porn are men too. Maybe it has something to do with that, but I don't know.
I mean, it was made for us. It was made for us.
It was made for us. It's men. Most porn directors are men too.
Mm.
Men, made by men for men.
Yeah, but actually, we lost track of what we were saying, like living with a family and working, like how you lose track of friends. You can't keep up with your friends anymore. It's like, think
Yeah, you
about this.
can't. Yeah.
If you have a wife and a kid, like when will you even go to drink with your buddies? When will you do that? Right?
I would like to say the weekend, but then it's
That's
like,
family time. That's the real family time.
yeah,
There's no
that's
other
family
family
time.
time, but right? Because for me personally, right, and I might be a bit better off than most people. So my wife leaves somewhere around 8:30, right,
In the morning.
in the morning, and so I'm the one who takes my daughter to school. So I stay at home with my daughter, and I'll take her to not to school, daycare.
Uh-huh.
She should be there by around 9:10 in the morning. So
Uh-huh.
I have some time in the morning, but I I don't see my daughter again for the whole day,
Uh-huh.
right? Because I start work at around maybe 3:45 or 5 p.m., finish at 8:30. By the time I get home, my daughter is asleep. So the only time I get to see my daughter for the whole day is on Sunday. That's it. So I
Wow.
get only 1 day a week with my daughter, right? So now imagine me saying I'm going to spend that Sunday with my friends. Like, it's like I don't even have a daughter. It's like my daughter is so it's a suggestion. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm-mm. Isn't this the reason why people would you drink with your buddies or with your work colleagues after work, right? You take
Afterwards.
an
Yeah.
extra hour and a half, 2 hours, tell the wife that you're working late, and you're just drinking in a bar with your buddies.
Yep. But then
Because if it's not, like you
now,
said, it doesn't work on the weekends.
yeah. I mean, so but now that's the thing, right? That's despite how much sense that makes, that's one of the things I'm gonna call a beta move. Let me tell you why, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to lie to spend time with your friends.
It's definitely not sustainable in your relationship.
Sustainable. Someone's gonna get hurt, right?
Yeah.
Because eventually you're gonna get found out. You can't.
You can't
wouldn't
be
you get
like
like
working all these late nights. Even at some point, should be like, hey, how many late
this
nights? Are you going to get a bonus soon?
nigga is having an affair?
Oh, actually, I didn't even think about that. That's actually some of the thoughts
Yeah.
that will go through females. And women are very perceptive.
Of
When
course,
they
yeah,
really pay
yeah.
attention, they're like crazily perceptive. So they can just tell, like, you're acting a bit weird. This nigga is lying to me. And once they have that, like, this guy is lying to me, it's over. It's over. They will sniff you out all the way until you tell the truth. They'll be looking at your phone. They'll be looking at, like, how much cologne you're putting in the morning. Like, those tiny things like that. Like, usually you do one squeeze, like one. Today's doing three. No. What's her name?
Ah,
3 sprays. What's her name? That's usually what it comes down to.
I don't know.
So,
so family time, it's really important. But then you also need time outside of your family, right? Outside of your employment and your family. So of those things that you need to focus on in life, I also think like having a hobby is important. And maybe for me, I would say I may not have time to spend with friends, but the people in AA have become my friends, right?
right.
So I go for one of two meetings, right? There's one Saturday meeting that I can only make maybe once or twice a month, depending on the month, because I tend to work on Saturdays as well. But I can always go for a Monday meeting as well, right? And the Monday morning meeting is very small, usually 3 or 4 guys. And so this group of people I see on Monday morning, we've become very close. The people I text regularly, just have we chat regularly. So I would say these people in this group have become my friends. So, but they're my friends from AA. They're not friends I met outside in the wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe AA is the wild. Maybe AA is the wildest place. It's a room full of alcoholics anyway.
Yeah. I think with any drug addicts, there's no room for normal life,
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially something as wild as alcohol. Alcohol really takes you to some insane extremes, some really huge extremes. I think you have a story. I'm not even an addict, and I have alcohol stories, so it just gives you. I think the average person who drinks somewhat occasionally has an alcohol story, and like you can imagine what the addicts have.
Yeah. Imagine your worst alcohol story, but imagine that just every day of your life. Right?
Why? You made it so tragic.
But when you hear such things, you do hear such things. Like, I mean, I've had some really tragic things happen because of alcohol, like just terrible, embarrassing.
Does anyone cry?
I've not seen that yet, but I mean, okay, there's one. I know there was one person who wanted to cry, and I felt like crying too. I've had some things that made me feel a bit sad,
Yeah.
or reminded me of things I did. It's like, yeah, you don't know, man. Like someone might say something that for them might seem insignificant, but for someone else in the room, it's like, yeah, I remember doing that too, bro.
Then he hits that nail in your heart, right dead center.
Yeah. Man, but it's a wonderful thing, So I was joking, saying in AA when I went for the last meeting I attended, is that I think every time I leave an AA meeting, I feel really happy. And maybe the reason I feel really happy is because for 10 minutes or however long I speak, everyone shuts the fuck up and listens to me. And if maybe the whole world would be so much better if once a week everyone got a chance to speak and everyone else had to listen, Maybe because it's kind of, if you think about it, it's like the Catholic doing confessions, right? Catholics go and do confessions to say all the bad they've done, to honestly say all the bad things they've done, right? And once you've said all the bad that you've done, you no longer have to bear the burden of guilt because I've put it all out there.
Yeah,
I don't need to carry
you've
that shit.
unburdened yourself. Yeah,
Yes,
unburdened
yes.
yourself.
That's what AA is. The same thing. It's just going to AA and you just say everything bad you think that you've done, everything
But
bad you think. It's just unburdening yourself, unburdening yourself.
I'm saying unburden yourself though. It's like there's another stage. There's the part of forgiveness, right? You must ask for
Yeah.
forgiveness in Christianity. You have to ask for forgiveness from God, right?
Mm, mm,
In this
mm. And
sense,
same with AA. We do have a higher power. So we have the 12 steps and doing your what is it called? I've forgotten what's this word. I'm always losing words now. What is it called?
it is very for people who don't know. We're recording this quite late. This is actually Dreams X Trash After Hours.
Yeah, so actually, this is a regular episode. Okay, this won't be a regular episode.
It is. It's. In my mind, I was really thinking about. I'm like, this is not a regular episode. It's more just trash talk. So it's going to be its own
Yeah,
thing, but it's still going to be on the podcast.
it's probably the podcast, but that's not like
No
numbers, right?
music, no nothing. It's just straight up. Just put it right there.
Actually, this
Throwing
is
it up.
really good. I'm enjoying this. Very relaxing talk.
We're unburdening ourselves right now.
Exactly.
We don't have that much time, so like let's just touch on this. Lastly,
Mm.
uh,
Touch on what? Touch on what?
touching you without consent, Oscar. Guys, I'm joking. Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. Can't make jokes like that anymore.
No, you cannot.
So wait, sorry.
Yeah.
You said something interesting.
Mm.
The higher power. I was gonna say you have to ask forgiveness from the
From
people that you have hurt, right?
yes. No, not ask. Actually, that's the thing. What are we supposed? Let me get the book. I actually have the book with me right now. Do you mind? I'm gonna move a bit, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna leave my chair.
And I am left entertaining the viewers. Okay, everybody. Let's have a bet. How long do you think it'll take for Oscar to come back? He literally just instantly came back. Never mind.
So what I have here, for all you people who don't know, is 12 Steps and Traditions of AA.
Do you have to buy that book?
No, it's free. They just give it to you.
Okay, books are free. People will live in a nice first world country.
Free? No, I think all over the world they give these books out for free. In AA.
Really? Ah.
Yeah. So I think I've read the steps before, but
where does AA get its money from? Is there any money collected?
Any money collected. So like, it's at the end of every meeting you give out something, anything. If you want to give out 1 yen, that's fine. You just give out anything you want to give out. There is no minimum or maximum.
Does it have to be money?
No, it has to be money, but it's like 1 yen. 1 yen is fine. That's what I mean.
Oh wow, okay. But you can't, obviously you're not gonna give out 1 yen because then we'll look at you like, look at this.
You give out 1 yen. But you can give out 10 yen, that's fine. Yeah.
There's people who have given out 10 yen.
I don't know, because you actually don't see how much people are giving out. It's like, it's like you don't going to church and there is the basket being passed around where people put in donations.
Yeah.
You don't really see what someone's putting. You're not looking. You're looking at people's donations.
I was 100%. I'll be seeing a guy putting 50 bob and be like, oh, cheap ass nigga. Cheap ass nigga.
You have a problem. Yeah. So anyway, so one of the steps is now. So step 8, you make a list of all made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Right.
Right.
Step 9 is made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so will injure them or others. So yes, you don't really go and ask for forgiveness, but you go and make amends to the people you harmed, right? And I think that's the hardest part. That's the thing that maybe takes people years to complete. I will imagine so. I mean, I've only done one.
First, like, I'm just thinking about this. Admitting you are wrong. And then asking for forgiveness. That's like a double hit to the ego. It's like you need to bring yourself and humble yourself a lot to be able to do that. And then now you have to do that not only for that one person that you hurt. You might have multiple people,
But I think the steps kind of humble you inadvertently without actually I've not thought about this before. But talking about you saying that has made me realize, but that the steps kind of humble you and inadvertently before getting you ready for this step.
Mm.
Because think about this. Step one, we admitted we were powerless of alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Step two came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. So number one, we're admitting we have no power. Number two, we're giving power to something else, right? Number
That seems
uh,
pretty religious.
I
Very
mean, it was born out of. I mean, there were Christians that made this, right?
really. AA was
No,
created by
it was
Christians.
not made by Christians, but it came out of a Christian tradition, right? Because it was 1950s, 1930s America, or 19, when was it actually?
Ah, okay. So you're saying in the
Mm.
beginning it had its roots in
The idea, of, what, yeah, because so nowadays they don't,
religious
yeah,
teachings, maybe not teachings, but it had like
religious ideas, Christian ideas,
yeah,
right?
Christian ideas, and then over time it has sort of like become more religious neutral.
Yes, because they always repeat higher power. They don't say God, right? And they say that
Mm.
higher power is anything you want your higher power to be. Your higher power is science and rationality. Then let that be your higher power.
And AA is for everyone, right? So it's like you don't
Yeah.
have to be a Christian,
No. Of course not. You mean there's
right?
A in Pakistan? So I don't think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's in everywhere.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, you're right. So that's the hardest thing. It's like, yeah, going to those people and say, you know what, I was wrong. I did this to you and I was wrong, and I'm willing to do anything to make up for it. Right?
Doing that in a relationship is hard. Now, can you
Oh yeah,
imagine doing it?
yeah,
And I'm talking about doing it in a relationship when you're having stupid little
yeah,
those squabbles that you have.
yeah.
And now imagine you've actually done something like truly hurtful or
Mm-hmm.
something that can truly damage
Mm-hmm.
your partner, and now you have to
Mm-hmm.
go and like actually ask for forgiveness on that.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know about other people. I could just cry trying to ask for
You,
forgiveness for
you
that.
do cry. You do cry. Yeah, you do cry because it's like when you're asking for forgiveness in that way, it's like you're not just saying you did wrong, you're admitting how it's like how spiteful you once were, and you realize, man, that was me. That was me. It's
Yeah.
almost unbelievable to look back at the past and look at the things you did. It's like, at least for me personally, it's like I can't believe I did those things. What was wrong with me?
Then it all hits you at once, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
It all hits you at once when you're like just asking for forgiveness.
yeah.
Hey,
Oh man,
man, forgiveness is hard, right?
oh man, it's hard. It's hard.
It's a hard process to get over to do.
Mhm.
I guess giving forgiveness, I think isn't giving forgiveness easier than receiving?
Is giving forgiveness easy? What do you mean giving? So,
Being the
wait,
one who gives the like someone has wronged you. So now you just have
then
to forgive them.
give
Is that easier?
I guess it depends on the thing there's something that it's easy to forgive some things than others. You know what I mean?
Okay. If someone
Like,
steals your favorite pencil.
yeah, I don't even have to forgive you. I've already moved on.
Oh, okay. Someone steals money from you. Let's say 1,000 yen, 2,000 yen.
Yeah, if I know it's you and you come and say sorry, I took it because of ABCD, but next time just ask me, man. I won't get angry because of that. Just next time ask me.
Okay, let's stick with this money thing for a bit. Okay, they steal 10,000.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. Next time I'll be like, okay, you have to pay me back. You have to pay me back. Of course, I
Would
can
you
forgive
forgive
you.
them? Would you forgive them?
I'll forgive you when you pay me back.
So 10,000. Okay, how about someone pushes your wife? Not hits your wife, but pushes your wife.
but it, what context? What context?
Maybe they were a little bit violent.
Okay, then you have to let me hit you, and then I'll forgive you after that.
Okay.
Yeah,
How about if someone wronged you at, let's say, work?
wronged me at work. How? How?
I'm trying to think of a situation where it makes sense for both of us, for anyone. Would you forgive someone who treated you badly? I guess is what I'm saying. Like someone who shouts at you. Let's say your boss is shouting at you and they treat you badly every day.
Okay, my boss is shouting at me. Okay, if it's a one-time thing, I will ask myself, what did I do to deserve this, right?
Yeah.
Because maybe I did something wrong, and maybe I did something wrong, or maybe I did something wrong when he was having an especially bad day, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe if it's one time, we can just move on. Okay, yeah, he's just what I did was really stupid, or he's having a really bad day. Let's move on. But if it's something that's happening repeatedly, I might want to talk to him one on one and find out why he would talk to me that way.
Mm,
Yeah, and maybe if he keeps doing it after I talk to him, I might have to retaliate.
mm, mm, mm.
Yeah,
Forgiveness, man.
it's
I.
hard. It's hard. It's hard.
It's a hard thing. It's a hard
Yeah, it's like
concept.
even like me saying like, yeah, if you push my wife, like I don't know if I'll forgive you. It's like why are you being aggressive with my wife? Right? I don't know. You of course I'm just joking. Like you have to let me hit you first. I don't know if I'll forgive you. Me, I'll just be
And,
violent against you too.
and that's the thing. A lot of these situations I was just bringing up, it's like even you don't know 100% if you could forgive the
I
other
don't know.
person. If someone
I don't
killed your brother, like Abel
know.
and Cain, sort of way,
It's like
could you do what the Bible tells you to do and forgive them?
I'm going to say this. I would hope that when such a if such a
Tragedy.
thing were to ever
Yeah.
happen, I will have the strength to do the righteous thing. But if I'm to think about it honestly right now, if you kill someone I love, I will probably like to torture you. I don't want to kill you.
Okay,
I would
let's
want
pre-
you to
let's
feel like emotional pain
let's
of
prevent this from going into a super dark place.
but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm just saying it's not easy to forgive such a thing. I feel like as I am right now, it seems so difficult to forgive such a thing.
I don't know how. Yet the Bible wants us to like it's such a thrown around, a very easily thrown around idea when it comes
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to like Christianity.
No,
Within
but
Christianity, that is.
there's a reason why it says that, right? There's a reason why it says forgive and forget. The reason being that, okay, so you kill my brother, right? And out of vengeance, I kill you or your loved one, right?
Yeah.
Then your loved one comes back and kills another one of my loved ones. So it's like, how long will this go on?
Cycle.
When will it end? So I think it doesn't say forgive because forgiveness is good. It just says forgive because, the fruits of vengeance are eternal. It won't end. It won't end.
It won't.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the whole point behind even wars. Why wars are fought for
Mhm.
so long, especially wars
Yeah.
that deal with grudges, like a
Mhm,
grudge
mhm.
matches between two ethnic groups or anything like that.
It's eternal. It's eternal. Yeah.
You'll fight that thing so hard, your great grandchildren will still fight it even after you're
Mhm,
gone.
mhm, mhm.
And in that
Yeah.
sense, it's like as a civilization, you failed, right?
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
whole game of civilization is that we're rolling forward. The ball is rolling forward. Altogether, we've just failed the game. If your grandchildren are still fighting over the same plot of land, like literally, 50, 80 years later, they're still fighting over the same patch of land. That's a fail
Yeah.
as a
Anyway, Jason, I think
civilization. Yeah,
that's
actually, it's over, man. Guys,
yeah.
I don't know what the hell this episode was, but
It was fun. It was fun. It was fun.
it was fun for us. And you know what? We're being experimental, I guess. We got
Yeah.
video. Now we do what we want.
Yeah. We
Anyway,
can do it now.
thank you all for your time. Thank you, Oscar, for your time.
Thank you, listeners. Thank you, Jason. It's quite late for both of us, so thank you, thank you, thank you
You're,
for listening.
you're
Watching.
listening to the ramblers of porn addicts and alcohol addicts. Yeah,
Man,
the musings. The
this is so
musings.
good. This is so good. That's what we're going to call this. The musings. They call this episode the musings of addicts.
Like this is not even officially an official podcast episode. It's just something. It's just something out there.
So trash it is. The way Joe Rogan has the JRE episode, then he has the JRE MMA show, right, or something like that, right?
Yes, this is basically.
this
It's
one
just something. Its own thing.
Trash talk. This is Dreams X Trash Talk episode 1.
Just trash talk. We're just talking random stuff. No, absolutely directionless.
Yeah, exactly.
We're in the world of chaos, Oscar. Yeah.
Exactly. And we'll come back with gold. We will come back with gold, Jason.
Because we're heroes like that.
Yep. I'm an alpha. I'm number one alpha. Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
All right. It's time to go to bed. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, viewers. Bye bye, Oscar.
Bye bye.